Well, tonight is East Coast, so that means I got to make my East Coast predictions. My 250 East Coast predictions. Welcome back, everybody. By the time this video comes out, it will be the morning of the Tampa Supercross, the first East Coast round of this 2020 Supercross season. And that means I got to make more predictions, and I got to see how my predictions from my first video are doing also. So I don't want this video to be 40 minutes like my last one, so I'm just going to talk just a little bit about the riders, then give my prediction on where I think they'll end up at the end of the season. So first off, there's a few heavy hitters that are out. Pierce Brown, Hunter Lawrence, and Colt Nichols. I'm really bummed because I was really excited to see Pierce Brown. I think he's the fastest rookie coming into this season. His Loretta's results don't show that because he was hurt while racing. Watching him in the Supercross Futures and stuff last year, he seemed like he was way faster than everybody. So I was really excited to see how he would do this season. I mean, he will be back in later rounds, but he won't be there for all of them. Hunter Lawrence, we haven't seen him in Supercross yet either, but he's like his younger brother, but even better. And so I was really excited to see how he was going to do. I thought he was going to be a championship contender for sure, but we won't be able to see that because he won't be able to do all the rounds. And then Colt Nichols, seems like he is hitting his stride in his professional career with having the points lead for a while last year. And I was really excited to see if he could step it up again and try to win this championship this year, but that ain't going to happen because he's hurt. Those three dudes are out. I don't think there's any more than that are like championship contender dudes. If there are, let me know. Hopefully I don't have them in my picks. And then of the riders that are not in my top 5 for the picks, these are the ones that I think will be fighting for top 10s. So first we have Jalek Swoll. Hopefully I said his name right. Another rookie coming into this season. I don't think he's as fast as the other rookies. At least to me, it doesn't seem like that. Seemed like the rest of them were faster than him, but it'll be cool to see if he improved and if he can contend with those other rookies. And then another rookie we have is Jo Shimoda. I really like that kid. He's probably the fastest Japanese rider it's ever lived. He, to me, is a lot like Jet Lawrence. They seem like their speed is almost identical. Their technique is almost identical. Their skill on a bike is almost identical. So I think we can see him running up front in a few rounds for sure, but rookie mistakes, I'm thinking will get to him. So he won't be top 5 at the end of the season. And then we got Kyle Peters and Jace Owen. They've been racing arena cross for the Phoenix Honda team, I think. They've both been doing really good. So I think they're going to do really well coming into this season. I think they'll be a lot like the Penrite Honda, the Australian team, with Clout and Oldenburg. I think their results will be pretty similar to theirs, but no top 5, I don't think. And then Jordan Bailey, he's on the Tylube Honda team. He was factory Husqvarna. Now he's on a privateer effort. I think he'll do good. I thought for sure he would have kept his factory ride, but doesn't seem to be the case. He'll get some top 5s, I think, but I think he'll do pretty decent. We'll see. And then Justin Starling and John Short, I think that those are two dudes that are going to be fighting to get into the top 10. They're going to be probably just outside of it most of the time. But these two dudes I've raced a lot growing up. I'm very excited to see how they do. And then we got Jimmy Decotis and Isaac Teasdale, JGR riders. Jimmy will be fighting for top 5s and probably fighting for podiums, but I just don't see him getting top 5 in the championship because of who I have in my top 5. I just don't. It's a pretty stacked championship, so I just don't see him quite being at their level. He did some 450 rounds, made some mains, but that's about all he did. And then Teasdale, I'm not really sure what his actual deal with JGR is. If one of you could fill me in on that. I don't really get it. He doesn't seem like he should have that deal, but he does. I don't know if it's like he's bringing in a sponsor or something. I feel like that's a rumor I heard. I don't know. I think he'll be fighting to get into the top 10, but we'll see. Garrett Marchbanks, another one that he will be fighting for top 5s and podiums, but he just won't quite finish in the top 5 in the championship, I don't think. His technique is not the best, so I think he'll be crashing maybe quite a bit. He's got a ton of speed, so he'll qualify really good. I don't think he'll be able to make it through all of the motos without crashing. So I just don't see him in the top 5. And then finally, I can't make this video without saying Josh Hill. What's up with that? He just came out of nowhere. Club MX posted some videos of him and he looked ridiculous. And then all of a sudden he's racing 250 East. He looked amazing, but I think his fitness probably isn't there. I mean, we'll see. He could, if his fitness is there, he could battle for top 5s, I think, easy. But mostly battling for top 10s, I think. But that's all the riders I have that won't be in the top 5 that I wanted to talk about. If there's anybody else that you want to talk about, leave it in the comments because I want to hear what you guys think. All right, and then my top 5. So I'm actually going to go in order this time. I think that in 5th place at the end of the championship will be Jeremy Martin. He's an outdoor specialist, like we all know. Hasn't been the best in Supercross, and after coming off of that just gnarly back injury, he may be a little gun shy. And he did Monster Cup and a bunch of off-season races, and he looked fine, but the Supercross Championship, that's just a little different. It could take him a few rounds to get into it. I mean, was it his rookie year or his second year? He didn't even make the first 2 mains of the season. So Supercross isn't his thing. I think he can do really well. I think he has to do really well in order to get a 450 contract. So we could see him just come out guns blazing, but I'm putting him 5th. And then in 4th, I have RJ Hampshire. He is not really an outdoor Supercross specialist. He's about the same at both, at least to me it seems like. His results can be all over the place at times, and I can't really think of how he looks in Supercross, but I can remember watching him in some outdoors, and that dude, he is super fun to watch because he is out of control most of the time. If he rides like that in Supercross, that won't be good, and he probably won't finish a lot of races. But maybe this new team, new bike, maybe the Husqvarna fits him better. We'll see, but I have him in 4th in the championship. And then 3rd, I have Shane McElrath. So he is a Supercross specialist, but he's had some consistency issues. Last year, he didn't even finish the season. He is on a new bike, and he's on what I think is the best team for 250, Star Racing Yamaha. Will Hahn has a really good program over there. Ryan Morris passed the torch to him, and the team has almost just gotten better from there. So I think Star Racing is the best team. I don't know about best bikes, but I think they are the best team. I think McElrath could really thrive over there. Time will tell. I guess we'll have to see. I just don't see him beating these top 2 guys, personally. And then 2nd place, I have Chase Sexton. He is the defending champion, but there's kind of like an asterisk next to his championship because he got his championship because of Forkner getting hurt. Forkner was winning every single race until he got hurt. So I just don't think that Sexton quite has the speed. I think he wants to prove himself. I think he will step it up from last year, and that's why I have him in 2nd, because I think him from last year is not fast enough to keep up with like a Shane McElrath or RJ Hampshire. I mean, maybe he could have, but he just didn't seem to have the speed last year. I think he will step it up this year, though. He'll win some races, but I just don't see him quite being fast enough to be the champion. Last but not least, certainly not least, I have Jordan Smith winning this championship. So, what was it, 2017? He had a chance to win the championship, right? 2017 was the year that Osborne took out Savaggi, right? Because Smith was leading, had the points lead in Vegas, and then wadded himself in the launch roller section thing. So he has the speed to be up there. But I think the missing piece for him was the team. I just don't know if he quite gelled with Geico or KTM. And now being on Kawasaki, I think that Mitch Payton is maybe the perfect person for him to just put that last missing piece in the puzzle. Mitch is really good. I said this in my last prediction video. He's really good at taking guys to the next level. And I think for Jordan Smith, that might be exactly what he needs. So the bike is plenty good to win a championship on. But I think that having Mitch in his corner will help him out a lot. With that, and he's getting a little older, more mature, not quite as out of control. For all those reasons, that's why I have him winning this championship. I think he's going to be super fast, super consistent. I just don't think anybody can beat him. So just to recap, I have Jeremy Martin 5th, RJ Hampshire 4th, Shane McElrath 3rd, Chase Sexton 2nd, and then Jordan Smith 1st. I really hope that I didn't miss anybody looking through the pre-entry list. I really hope that all of them are healthy, and I didn't realize that one of them is hurt also, and it ruins my list like at the beginning of the year. I want to hear your guys' prediction. of who you think will win this championship. And then for Tampa, I think Jordan Smith is going to come out guns a-blazing and win the race. I think he's going to stamp his name as the number one dude right away. I don't know. Yeah, I just think that he's going to win. Now that that is done, those are my predictions. I'm going to go over what my first predictions were and see how they're playing out. Okay, I had to go look for my predictions because I couldn't remember what I did. So for the 250 West, I had Jet Lawrence 5th. Obviously, he got hurt, so he's not in 5th. Who is in 5th? I don't even know who's in 5th. Alex Martin is in 5th. Okay, so I had Lawrence 5th, Martin's in 5th, and then in 4th, who did I have in 4th? In 4th, I had Christian Craig. He's obviously not in 4th because he got hurt. So in 4th, we have Brandon Hartranft. I'm not doing very good so far in my predictions. And then in 3rd, I had Justin Cooper. He's in 2nd. And then in 2nd, I had Ferrandis. Ferrandis is winning. And then in 1st, I had Forkner. Forkner's in 3rd. My 250 West predictions are the top 3 is the same, but different order. Who I had in 1st is in 3rd. Who I had in 2nd is in 1st. And who I had in 3rd is in 2nd. Wow, that's confusing. I'm not doing very good in those predictions. So let's just move on to 450s, yeah? Okay. So in 5th, I had Osborne. Osborne has had a terrible season so far. He's in 10th. So that's way off. In 4th, I had Anderson. Anderson has had good and bad results. He is in 6th. So I'm a little off there as well. In 3rd, I had Tomac. He's in 2nd. So he's doing a little better than I thought he was going to. In 2nd, I have Webb. Webb is in 3rd right now, and he's making his way up. And if you watch my last video, he's my new prediction for the champion. So we'll see what happens there. And then in 1st, I had Roxon, and Roxon is winning. So I got that right so far. 450s aren't very good either. I obviously didn't have Barsha in the top 5, and Barsha is in 4th. And then Cincerillo, I had him in 6th, I think, about there, and he's in 5th right now. So both of my predictions so far, not very good, but we still have a long season ahead of us, so anything could happen. My predictions could still end up being correct, at least for the top 3. There's my predictions for the East Coast. There's a little recap of how my predictions are going so far. Not very good. Tonight is Tampa. I'm excited. East Coast. That means the races are going to be earlier here, finally. I can actually record these videos before I go to bed instead of in the morning. Okay, now I'm rambling like always, and I'm saying that I'm rambling like always. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for my recap of Tampa. Thanks for watching. See you guys. Okay, just real quick. In my last video, only like 40 of you have seen it, but I said I was really into boxing, and I told you to watch the Ryan Garcia fight. Well, I just watched it after recording this, and dude, you have to watch this. I have to turn down the volume because I'll get copyright if I don't. That was first round. If you didn't watch that, you should have. And remember who Ryan Garcia is.